Next on Worcester News Tonight, 2 toll plazas now complete with phase 1 of demolition as the new electronic tolling system completes its first week. Plus, a Worcester woman walks all across New England for a worthy cause. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. 1 week ago tonight, the new electronic tolls went into effect. The toll booth demolition began in Massachusetts. Well, tonight, the Department of Transportation says construction is moving faster than expected, and toll plazas in Lee and Weston are already through phase 1. Our Olivia Lemon has the latest on what drivers should know if they're going to be on the road this weekend.
It's been a week since the new electronic tolling system went into effect, and at the Auburn exit on the Mass Pike, the changes are noticeable.
They've got it going smoothly. It's going to make a lot more people a lot more happy.
Drivers like Jennifer Lang are impressed with how fast the toll booths are coming down. Mass DOT says demolition is ahead of schedule or on schedule at the 23 work zones, and more than 81% of the toll booths have been removed.
I'm glad that's going smoothly because I do plan on going on the Mass Pike very soon, and I'd like to get right through on rush hour.
Mass DOT says the first phase of construction in Auburn, which included the demolition of the center area of the toll plazas, was set to be complete by November 22nd, but it could be completed as early as Friday night.
The toll, they're gone.
It'll be nice for the flow of traffic on the Mass Pike.
Meanwhile, more than 6.7 million transactions have been processed by the all-electronic tolling gantries as drivers continue to stop by Easy Pass service centers to get a transponder.
I think it's a good idea. Hopefully it'll help the traffic flow.
This is my first transponder, so I've never done any of this before because I'm not a big Mass Pike person, but to get to point A to point B, you kind of have to do what you got to do.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Taking a look at next week's election, and today is the last day of early voting in Massachusetts. This is the first year the state has allowed early voting, and according to the Worcester mayor, more than 10% of registered city voters have already cast ballots. Our Catherine Andrioli reports.
It's good to see lines because it shows the enthusiasm people want to vote.
It's the last day of early voting across the state of Massachusetts. Worcester's election division says the turnout for early voting has been noticeably high in the city.
I think statewide it did surpass the expectation. The city of Worcester were kind of in the zone that we were hoping for, between 10 to 15%.
Many people chose to vote early to avoid long lines, but one Clark University professor says overall turnout may be tough to predict.
Some people are just so turned off by this election that they're just going to, hide under the covers and hope it goes away. And others have been so angered by this election that they could actually turn out when they don't.
Miller says what will draw voters out are some of the ballot questions.
I think a segment of the population cares deeply about the legalization of marijuana. That will increase turnout among certain sectors of the community.
Another big issue, he says, is the question on charter schools.
I think as certain sectors of the community care very much about charter schools, and I think that issue will bring out some voters that might not otherwise vote.
Assistant City Clerk Nico Vangelli says they started with 2 iPads to check people in, but are now using 5 to accommodate the number of voters.
Poll workers there move fairly quickly, and they're kind of surprised with the technology we're implementing now.
Worcester saw a 59% voter turnout in the 2012 presidential election. Professor Miller says time will tell if it's higher this year.
Turnout might go up this election, but it might also go down.
In Worcester, Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.
A friendly reminder for those of you who did not vote early, Election Day is next Tuesday. Well, a Worcester woman completing a long journey around New England to raise awareness about human trafficking. Robin Curry was cheered by city leaders and others as she completed her 500-mile walk earlier today in Worcester, coming to an end at City Hall. Curry, along with her daughter, walked all over New England, starting first in Maine to bring attention to the issue of human trafficking and modern slavery, an issue she says she's very passionate about.
In our own backyard. So in our own backyard, we walked 500 miles to all the major cities to bring this awareness to people.
Curry says the journey took about 3 weeks to complete. She is happy to be back in Worcester. Well, some Worcester residents took advantage of the seasonal weather today to help clean up the city's theater district. The Theater District Alliance gathered near City Hall to pick up trash in and around the area. Here are a few pictures of the cleanup. The Alliance held its first cleanup day in an effort to keep Worcester beautiful and also to help build a strong theater community.
It's being a good neighbor and trying to take pride of ownership in your neighborhood, in your community. And it really kind of helps bring a sense of collaboration and community to the group.
The group says the cleanup didn't take very long, which is a good sign for keeping the downtown area clean. Police investigation into a home invasion in Worcester from Thursday night. Officers responded to an apartment on Sunderland Road. Witnesses tell police 3 suspects forced themselves inside and then made the victims get down on the floor. Suspects then searched the apartment and left. Police say this time it appears it was not a random attack. The Worcester County Food Bank receiving a large donation today to help provide Thanksgiving dinners to families across Worcester County. Our Rosalind Flaherty has a look at what grocery store chain is helping the food bank.
Even if you just count one person who's hungry, it's personal to that one person or that one family.
Last year, the Worcester County Food Bank provided food to 89,000 people. Today, they receive a large donation for the holiday season.
It gives us the confidence and our agencies the comfort of knowing the food bank has turkeys so that we can support our local families.
Stop and Shop delivered 1,000 turkeys as part of their Turkey Express program.
Help and support families so they have a holiday meal.
The Worcester County Food Bank distributes enough food each week for more than 100,000 meals. The food bank distributes food throughout a network of agencies to help feed hungry people throughout Worcester County.
Hunger hurts, and I think it really hurts when you know, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or any holiday.
Agencies like AIDS Project Worcester feeds close to 100 people per week. They say they will receive more than 40 turkeys from this donation for families to enjoy on Thanksgiving.
It means a lot to our clients who are low income, so any help that they can get is very appreciated.
The food bank says donations like Friday's help families across Worcester who have to make difficult decisions.
I don't know how I would feed my children, heat my home, pay my rent.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
A panel discussion on charter schools Friday brings out passionate testimony about Latino students. One panel focused on the lower percentage of Latino English language learners and low-income students enrolled in charter schools. A study conducted by the Mauricio Gaston Institute found Latino students often had a lower graduation rate and higher disciplinary incidents than other students. One researcher says these statistics need to change.
We looked at some achievement data and some suspension data, but really what the purpose of was to provide information for the community because there's still a lot that is not, there's still a lot unknown about how Latino students are enrolling and performing in charter schools.
Worcester State University's Latino Education Institute organized today's panel discussions at the DCU Center. State police shot and killed a bear yesterday that they feared might cause an accident at a busy highway intersection in Sturbridge. The Telegram and Gazette reports that a bear wandered onto Route 20 near the ramp to I-84 around 4 yesterday afternoon. A trooper responded he nearly hit the animal, but was able to scare it back into the woods. But troopers were unable to chase it away a second time, so they shot the bear so it wouldn't cause an accident during the evening commute.